There's a fish. Little guy. Come here. Not a bad little fish. Come here, little guy. Yeah, bend my pole. Yeah, buddy. Fishing the Everglades in Florida with one of my buddies from years ago, Brett Isaacson. Brett Isaacson guides for Bass Online. Good bunch of guides. I fished with several of them down here, the peacock, bass, snook, and bass. It's bass out of line. Ought to be bass and snook and peacocks and whatever else they can catch. They're kind of like me. Those guys just like to bend that rod. And we're going to be catching a lot of bass out here today. I fished this same area of the Everglades. It's called Sawgrass. I fished it probably 8 or 10 years ago, and we caught some really big fish. And we're here about the same time of the year because there's a lot of beds. We're seeing a lot of beds around in this crystal clear water. And so we should catch a lot of bass, maybe a big one or two, maybe not, but we're going to have a lot of fun. Yes, sir. I caught that in Wacky style. Had that Lucky Strike worm Wacky style. If I catch another or two Wacky style, I'm gonna. And what we've done is power pole down right here. One of the things that you do a lot in Florida, this is where the power pole was developed, mostly for saltwater flats fishing, and bass fishermen saw how much it helped them. But you power pole down and you fish an area out and move a little bit and power pole down, especially when you got a windy day like today. And we got rain coming and going. Is that another fish? I don't know if I got a fish or not. Did you miss one? No, I guess I don't. I guess I do. Well, he was so small, the reason I couldn't tell what he was. You're the same size as my worm. You are the same size as my worm. I thought something was moving with it. I didn't feel him hit it, but I thought something was moving with it. Give me another little pinch there. I'm gonna put a ring on that thing if they keep hitting this bait. Let me tell you, sometimes you'll be fishing like we're fishing right here. Now, we can't see way out there, but there may be a few beds scattered around out there. We might be picking some of the males off the beds or some of those males cruising around. And you can be catching those fish like that, small ones, at any time, a 7 or 8 pounder. Brett's got one. Yeah, I know. That's a pretty good little bass.
Same one. Finally got him.
I'm gonna throw out there might be a big mama rod where you caught that one. Put my little spot bait out there and hold your place just in case. Might not quite got to it in that underhand pitch. There's just jillions of bass that size in this Everglades, isn't there, Brett?
Yes.
What's a normal day here? I mean, you guide here, you guide all over down here in South Florida, but you know, you catch 50 a day here a lot, don't you?
Actually, a normal day, an 8-hour day, you catch up anywhere from 150 to 200 around
really?
That size.
Really?
Eventually you weed out and you get a good one in there.
Yeah.
But you're going to have steady, constant action.
Yeah.
With these style size fish right here.
And that's just a good 8-hour day, 150 bass.
Yes, sir.
What's a bad day?
30.
I'll take a bad day. Bad day of 30 for a bad day. There
That's
he
a
is.
good boil there.
Yeah, I missed him once. And he come back and got it. I thought he got my worm, felt like. He come back and got it. Oh man, it's so much fun. I think I'm gonna put a ring on that. Thought there was a bigger fish when he boiled, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I thought that might be a good one there. Well, that little tiny hook eats their lunch. I mean, eats their lunch. Oh, come here, baby. Good little fish. I think I still have my worm. Oh, yeah. When you talk about Wacky style, all we're doing is just hooking this Lucky Strike worm right in the middle, and taking it. We got a little small Gamakatsu hook, and just coming right through the middle, hooking it just like that. And when you pull it, it collapses like that. When you stop it and let it fall, it straightens back out like that. So it's collapse and straight. And without a weight, it falls very, 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 very slowly. And it's a dynamite way to catch them any time of the year, but it's really, really special when you got fish spawning like we do right down here in Florida right now. Now I put a little split ring on there, a little rubber ring on there a lot, and just hook my hook in that ring. But especially if they're jerking your bait off a lot and you're going through a lot of worms. But I haven't done that yet, but I probably will do that here in a minute. I thought I'd lose the first one and put it on the second one. So far I've caught 4 or 5 fish and lost the first one. Same size fish, so many that size right there. But I know there's some giants live here too. I've been here before. I don't think it'll hit my blade. I don't know why not. It's perfect conditions for it. So far, none's hit it. There's one. I know they'll hit that bait. I don't know why I'm fooling around with those other baits anyway.
That's a growing up there.
A better fish. Oh,
that's
yeah, that's a little better fish right there. Yeah, look at him go. You look at that. That guy's crazy. Plumb crazy. That's a better fish there right there. I threw both my spinner baits. Oh, come here, baby doll. Boy, he ate that thing, didn't he? The hook's way down there. My pow's way up there. Yeah, look at that. That's nice. Get it?
Yes, sir.
Jimmy, take the hook out before you kiss them, or you'll be hooked with them. This little tiny hook really works so well on that little pal. Let me tell you something about that worm. That makes it a little bit different. Oh, that's a nice fish right there. Yeah, buddy. I love it. This bait, it's one of the Lucky Strike live motion baits. It's called a POW stick. You know, I was calling it a POW stick for a while. But actually, you know, Chris Lane uses this bait a lot. He's won a lot of money on this. And every time he sets a hook, he goes, pow, you know, and so that's how they actually got the name on it. But one of the great things about this bait is that the standard size is not 5-inch like most of these baits like this. The standard size, you see that right there? That's why a wacky worm works. Just look at that right there. Just look at that right there. I never noticed that. But this is a 6-inch worm. And of course, when you're doing it wacky style like I am, after I catch a good fish, and I've caught 4 or 5 fish on that worm, and all I'm doing is taking that little small, and that's actually, I buy that at Bass Pro Shop, that hook right there. I buy it at Bass Pro Shop in the trout fishing department, and that's a #1 is what it is. And I just stick it through the worm. Now I keep saying as soon as I lose this worm, I'm going to put a ring on there, and I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. I might show you that in the tip if I don't get around to do it here all day, but. Like I'm going to use that worm all day. Probably make one more cast, it'll be gone. But you know, you just stick it through there like that, and you can just see from there like that the incredible dynamite action. But that being a 6-inch worm allows you to catch a little bit larger fish on it than you do on a lot of the 5-inch worms. I've caught 8, 9, 10 pound fish on the 5-inch stick baits, but it allows you. And then the other thing, if you're rigging it Texas style and you tear it up here around where you got your hook in, you can just bite a little bit off, and you can bite a full inch off, and you're down to where you would normally start on a normal worm, so it'll save you a little bit of money. Now, don't tell them I told you that, because Lucky Strike wants to sell a lot of those. They'd like for you to catch one fish and lose it, one fish and lose them. I've caught about, what I caught on that, a half a dozen probably, Brett?
Yes, sir.
Quite a few fish.
I'll stick to the little ones while you catch the big ones.
That's all right. We'll take them all. That and his little small. A lot of times where that little bitty one was, he's got a big mama with him.
We'll find out in a minute.
Yeah. You got him treed.
You got him treed.
Got him treed.
Like I said, you stick to the big ones, I'll weed these little guys out for you.
Yeah, that's mighty sweet of you. Come here, little guy. I found your fish up there, Brett.
He is.
Sorry about that. I hogged your fish there, buddy.
It's okay. I forgive
That's all right. You don't mind?
No, I forgive you. It's one less little one on my list.
I cannot believe how long this worm has lasted. I'd buy those worms just because they last so long. Gee whiz. Many times you will find that you catch a little one like that this time of the year and you throw back and there's a big one there. Thank you guys and gals for watching us on YouTube. We're going to be doing lots and lots and lots of YouTube stuff this year, having a lot of fun. We want to bring you along on every fishing trip with us. So if you enjoyed this, if you like it, tell your friends. Be sure and hit that subscribe button and you'll be getting all of the great stuff that we do.